So who I am? I'm Dov Moran, nice to meet you. Generally, about myself, I'm engineer, entrepreneur, Israeli, father of four. This is not, of course, the important order, I agree, yes. I'm the person known as the inventor of a USB flash drive, and I'm a dreamer. USB flash drive is the known invention. By the way, people call it different names, any place. So the general name is USB flash drive. In Israel, it's a disk on key, and USB stick, USB flash dongle, whatever. I do it. We are the reason that there are so many names, because our strategy at M Systems was that we actually saw it through many channels, and we try to help the channel differentiate them one from the other. So the strategy was no specific name. Did go much above the expectations. I just met the guy who is running this business at SanDisk, which acquired my company for $1.6 billion 6 years ago. And when we sat in a coffee shop, I said, you know, he's running the retail of SanDisk. I said, probably it's that business. What are you doing exactly? He said, what are you talking about? Now it's the peak of the sales of USB flash drive. So who is buying those stuff? You know, it's old. He said, it's just beginning to grow up now in South America. So, you know, it's still growing, but it's not going exactly where we thought it's going to grow, because we dreamt about, we thought it's going to grow in medical, education. Where did it grow? Here, yes? Lots of stuff, your USB flash drive. And by the way, this kind of stuff is innovation as well, and it's a great innovation. So success doesn't always look the way you imagined it, and I would be happy to tell the whole story, and there are many lessons, but our time is very limited. I'll try to do it very short. Invention, went to something like this conference here, and I had to speak, and my computer didn't come up, and I was the CEO of a public company, and you can't talk about your company, if it's a public company, without practically showing the numbers. And I stood there in front of 200 people, and I said, wow. And after I left this seminar, I made a decision. I'm not going to go to any seminar to talk in front of people without having my presentation in my pocket. That's the way it was created, nothing more than that. Conclusion, the needs are around you. You're facing needs all over. Just that we face needs or we face problems, and we just pass through. We say, okay, someone else will come with a solution, or we just don't see that there is a problem which calls for a solution. Frustrating moment, there were lots of. I'll tell you maybe one story, short story. At some time, we were selling to Best Buy, and one day I'm getting a call from the CFO of Best Buy. He says, you know, your device went on fire. Went on fire, wow. We put a team, it's a long story. And when the device arrived from Best Buy, it was hot. But then the next day he calls me again, and he says, no, this time it really went on fire, you know, flames, and it's burned. And you understand what the implications are. I went home. I didn't sleep the whole night. What do I do? And by the way, we found that there was some solution, which we didn't see how it causes the device to go on fire, but it caused the device to become warm. Are we calling back the devices? Recall, and we had about 750,000 units on the field sold by Best Buy with this problem. Are we do a recall for 750,000 units? This would kill the company. There won't be a company after such a recall. Or do I say, come on, it's nothing, it's a one time, and then somewhere at one house, the device, when the kids are sleeping, the device will go on fire, the flames will go to the table, and the whole house will go on fire. And shall I be responsible for that? What do I do? I didn't sleep at night. The next day, the burned device arrived. This was from the competitors. So there was a happy end to it. But not always you see happy ends, and you go through such stages. So the way to success is paid with failures and paid with a lot of frustration. This is a conclusion here. Many sad moments, or some sad moments, sometimes to us, sometimes to our competitors. One story, went to Tokyo to meet the guy who was heading a company called TEAC, T-E-A-C. Probably most of you are too young to hear about this name. TEAC used to be the company which was the king of the floppy drives. And almost every computer actually had a floppy drive. Majority of them were made by TEAC. Floppy drives, remember those things? You know, the small, whatever. So when I tried to talk with the guy, actually went to send some emails, send my guys to speak with him, and the response was no. And then one day he was calling me and asked for a meeting, and I went to Japan to talk with him, and we sat for a couple of hours, and we tried to raise ideas. And their ideas were, let's make a floppy drive with a USB connector. And we said, yeah, but why do we need a USB connector? And end of the day, we went and we left the building. And he went with me to the street. And when we stood there, there was a moment that only me and him were standing there. And he told me something which was really very touching. He said, you know, you are the guy that actually is destroying my company. My company was established by my father 70 years ago. And I was the guy who was supposed to make it a larger company, a better company, and you are killing our company. Which was said, but that's part of technology and part of life. You have to move on with the technology. You have to be in a position that if you don't move forward, if you don't adapt to new technologies, you'll be dead. This is the industry that we are in. If you don't run, someone will be there in front of you and you are nothing. There were many happy moments. Maybe I'll tell one of them. Went on a flight. This was quite at the beginning of a product. A guy came to me and said, I want to shake your hands. I said, okay, do I know you? And I do admit sometimes, I meet many people, I don't remember all of them. He said, no, you don't know me, but you actually saved my life. I said, why did I save your life? So his story, he's working on some place where he had young children or young child, and the way he works, how he works, he never goes back home to see his child because he needs to work late with whatever he does. And he said, actually, your device allowed me to copy my files, go home, see my child, continue to work at home, come back the next day, plug the device into the computer, and everything is fine, is ready, and my boss is happy, my wife is happy. And now I'm happy because I made his life happier, which is great. I can go, I'll tell shortly about another product we had. Everybody knows about the USB flash drive, you are using those devices, but there was a much higher or much larger success story for M Systems, my first company, which was a product called Disk on Chip. This was Disk on Key, Disk on Chip. And this was the product that actually, at some time, after going through many stages, went into cell phones. And actually, this is the first product, the first storage in cell phones that behaved like a hard disk. And today it's quite obvious, everybody has a smartphone where the storage is treated as a hard disk, but many years ago, this was very, very unusual. This was very unique. The phones didn't work this way. We brought the technology to the world that actually enabled this, and we had quite a great success here, selling practically to the whole market. We sold to Samsung, LG, every company in this area, excluding two. One company was Nokia. Nokia actually understood that we have great technology, and they took it and they used it in one phone, which was relatively quite successful. This was the Nokia 9000, the one that opens like a small notebook. And after some time, they were calling us to a meeting and said, guys, we are happy with your solution. It really does whatever it was supposed to do, and we want to use it in the rest of our phones. But in order for us to do that, we need to see many sources, not only one source. So we want you to give the software, the design, whatever is there, to other companies like Samsung, Toshiba, and the other flash manufacturers. We said, okay, it sounds like a great idea. What exactly are we getting out of it? They said, if you do that, then maybe we will buy from you, because we may buy from you, we will buy from Samsung, but would they really buy from us while we are competing against Samsung? Doesn't sound like a great concept for us. So practically what they wanted us is to contribute the technology to the world for free. And we said no. But this is the mentality of a company, and you could see the mentality, and what you can see is where this mentality of huge arrogancy actually brought Nokia. Another example is Siemens. Siemens 10 years ago were number 4 in cell phone in the world. Number 4. Number 4. Went to talk with Siemens. Huge hall, 15 people, showing the component, how great it is. And finishing the story, they say, wow, it's a great invention, great concept, but we already finished our designs for the next year. So you have to come next year and talk with us then. So maybe, okay, 6 months, 8 months, we are coming to another meeting, another 50 engineers, same hall, giving a speech. We already have customers. They say, wow, it really looks like a great concept, but you know what? We already finished our designs for the next year. You have to come a year from now. And you know where they are today. So one of the rules when you deal with technology is you have to adapt technology. You have to do it very, very fast. It's a running business. Everybody is running here. You have to adapt technologies ahead of the rest. And there is a but. And the but is, I have a better proposal. Instead of adapting new technologies, if you can, invent technologies. And many of the Israelis here, the guys here, are inventors. It's very difficult to be an inventor, but this is what really is required. And the question is, what's required in order to be an inventor? I have an answer. And that's maybe my lesson to you. I have an answer. It's very simple. You need to dream. You need to dream. Dreaming is part of the solution. It's not all the solution. It's not enough just to dream, but dreaming is a very big part of the idea of how to become inventors. Victor Hugo, many, many years ago, there is nothing like a dream to create a future. I'm a dreamer. I sleep sometimes during my meetings, but that's okay, that's part of it. And I can show some of my dreams. I didn't come to do that. The last one, the big one that I'm in is Comigo. Comigo is the next generation OS. The world is changing. PC is dying. Notebooks will be replaced by tablets. No more desktops. Big displays, every room. We are the operating system of that. It's a big vision. It's a big dream. We'll do that. I have learning, which is education by tablet, which I'm very proud of, because this is Zionism. We are teaching actually thousands of pupils in Israel much better than the way they did it before. And it's a good way to make money as well, because there is a lot of money in education. Smart type is a concept of a smart typer, and I do have many others, which is no batteries, Albo and Look and Cook and Cubes and Consumer Physics and Kiddos and Sensible Medical and Teximon. It's a long list. I do have many companies that I'm involved in. Some of them is companies which were established based on my ideas, which were based on my problems. Okay, I'm trying to solve my problems. Some of them are ideas from other guys, smart guys. I do meet smart guys from time to time. I'm not an angel. I'm not an investor, by the way. So don't come to me afterwards with your ideas. There are many other angels around and investors. But this is what I'm doing in my life, which are quite interesting. It's very nice, and I'm okay on time. It's very nice, but between M Systems, which I had it for 18 years, and all these great companies, ideas, inventions, there was another company. And I'll tell about this company, and it's part of the story, and I would like you to go out from here with this part of the story as well. The other company is Modu. Modu was a great concept, ecosystem, how to hook it to the TV, to the tablets, whatever it is. Great concept, unique user experience, small, friendly, functional, modular, all the nice words. but it failed. It didn't succeed to reach the business success. Its activity was actually terminated end of 2010. And the patents were bought by Google. It was, as I mentioned, great idea, great concept, not such great execution, I admit, and very bad timing. And part of life. What did this failure cause me? Maybe, first of all, not to be afraid of failures. When you fail, it's okay to fail again, because you failed already, yes? Before you fail, you know, you don't want to fail because, hey, I'm never failing, I'm doing everything perfect, so it's okay to fail. Made me be more humble. I can understand that failures exist, and I didn't understand it before, and made me learn from the mistakes. You learn from failures. You know, you learn from failures. You don't learn from success stories. When you want to learn of how to be entrepreneur, don't go to the guys who made the success and ask, how did you make the success? Because there is no way to repeat success. There is no way to repeat success. You can try to eliminate mistakes. And clearly, when you are making a success, you go to sleep, you sleep like a baby, you are the hero. When you fail, you don't sleep. You go backward and you ask yourself, what have I done here? And why did I do this? And you really don't sleep. And I didn't sleep many nights, but practically you learn. So failures are okay. That's the message I'm trying to provide. Everybody that can dream can become inventor. We understood that. Just stop being afraid of failures, because many people have the ideas, have the capacity, have the talent, but they are concerned of failures. Don't be concerned of failures. Last advice, that's the last one. If you want your dreams come true, don't sleep. Some people claim that I'm the one who is this anonymous. I deny. But yes, it is a very hard work. You will not succeed only if you dream. Many people are dreamers. They dream. It's great to dream, yes? But you need to work very hard in order to make the dream come true. Summary, very simple to innovate. Just look around you, see what's needed, imagine the solution, no fear, and a lot of determination and hard work. Good luck. Thank you very much.